Hello friends, in this video I like to teach you a new long question which is very effective for you. So let's first read the question. Derive the expression for effective capacitance of capacitors connected in series and parallel. The first question is that we have to derive the expression for effective capacitance of capacitor, okay, which are connected in series and parallel. Or it can asked in another way, that is define capacitance, write its SI unit, derive the law from the connection of capacitors in series and parallel. Or it can also be asked deduce an expression for the energy stored in a charged capacitor. So by reading these three questions in so many different way, we get three questions. That is, what is capacitance, that is the definition of capacitance, then the expression of effective capacitance in the connection series and parallel, then we have to determine the expression of energy stored in a charged capacitor. These are the three questions based, and this is math fetching. So let's see the answer. So first, the definition of capacitance, that is what is capacitance. The capacitance is that capacitance of a conductor is defined as the ratio of charge given to a conductor and the resulting potential developed on it. If there will be a conductor, if AB is a conductor, AB is a conductor and it has so many free electrons, and it also contain charged, it also contain charge Q and also contain potential V. Every conductor contain a particular charge Q and a particular potential V. So by getting this, we can write the capacitance is that the ratio of charge and potential. The ratio of charge and potential is capacitance. Getting there? So the expression of its mathematical, or we can write the mathematically, capacitance C is equal to Q by V. Okay, understand? Then what is the SI unit? We have to determine the SI unit. What is the SI unit? The SI unit of capacity. We know Q, charge is equal to coulomb. Charge is equal to coulomb, and potential V is equal to volt. So here the SI unit will be coulomb per volt. Or we can write simply SI unit of capacitance is farad or coulomb per volt. Okay, I hope you getting this. Next, the connection. There are two connection of capacitor. We can connect in two different way of the capacitor. One is series, another is parallel. So what is series connection? If there are so many capacitors are present and one end of capacitor is connected to the another end, how can I determine this? If the negative terminal of one capacitor is connected to the positive terminal of another capacitor, and that negative terminal of another capacitor is connected to the positive terminal of another capacitor, I can see you that if there are three capacitors C1, C2 and C3, here the negative terminal is connected to the positive and the negative is connected to the positive. Here the positive is positive and negative is negative. Okay, getting the circuit. This is all about the series connection. So we have to take three capacitors. Consider three capacitors having capacitance C1, C2 and C3. Okay, three capacitors having capacitance C1, C2 and C3 connected in series. The capacitors are connected in series and having potential V. Here the potential, the battery is connected, and the battery's potential is V. Here three capacitors are present, C1, C2, C3, and I want to remember you that in series connection, charge Q is similar in all capacitor, or charge Q is constant. In series connection, charge Q is constant in each and every capacitor. Okay, this is the main point, is that charge Q is constant or same in all the capacitor or in each and every capacitor. Okay, then next, let V1, V2 and V3, if they are present C1, C2, C3 are the capacitance, let V1, V2 and V3 are the potential difference. V1, V2, V3 are the potential difference across the respective capacitors. Now, here we get one battery, so total capacitance is V. As total capacitance is V, that is net capacitance, so V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. I hope you are getting this, na? You understand this, na? If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box, okay? So, your net capacitance V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now, let Q is the charge on each capacitor. As we know, in series connection, charge is constant. So, Q is equal to charge in each capacitor. Now, we know capacitance C is equal to Q, charge Q by potential V. So, potential V is equal to Q by C. Do you know it? Potential V is equal to Q by C. Similarly, we can write potential V, net potential V is equal to charge Q by net capacitance CS. Net capacitance in the series connection, that is CS. This is our equation 2. Equation 2. Now, we have to take similar condition in V1, V2 and V3. As we take in net potential V, we have to take in all this condition in V1, V2 and V3. We can write V1 is equal to Q by C1, V2 is equal to Q by C2 and V3 is equal to Q by C3. And we have to take these as equation 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So next, now using these equation, we have to put these equation 2, 3, 4 and 5 in equation 1. We get net potential V, V1 and V2, V3. So we have to put this V, V1, V2, V3 value in equation 1. Okay. By putting this, we get Q by CS, that is charge by net capacitance is equal to Q by C1 plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3. That is equal to getting Q common 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Okay. 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Okay. And Q are cancelled in both sides. From both sides, we cancelled Q and get the net capacitance, that is 1 by CS is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Okay, this is our equation 6. So the net capacitance decreases in series combination. In series combination, the net capacitance decreases. We get the conclusion in series connection, that is the net capacitance decreases in series connection. Next, if n number of identical capacitors combined in a series, this is the special case. The special case is that if n number of identical capacitors, the capacitors are identical, that is C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 up to Cn. Okay, and they are combined in series. So by getting the formula, we can write 1 by C net, that is Cs, is equal to 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C n times. Okay, that get n by C and Cs is equal to C by n. This is the equation 7 and this is our required expression in series connection. Next, what is parallel connection? What is parallel connection? If the positive terminal of the each capacitors are connected to one end and the negative terminal are connected to the another end, that connection is known as parallel connection. How can I write this? Here the positive terminal are connected to A and negative terminal are connected to B position. The positive terminal are connected to A position and the negative terminal are connected to the B position. So this is the parallel connection. Okay. So as we take in series connection, similarly we have to take in parallel connection 3 capacitors. What are the 3 capacitors? The 3 capacitors are C1, C2 and C3, which are connected in parallel connection. Okay, and in parallel connection, the most important thing is that in parallel connection, potential is constant. In series connection, charge is constant, and in parallel connection, potential is constant. Potential is constant. Okay. So your net potential is V. So let V is the potential difference across each capacitor. Across each capacitor. The net potential across each capacitor is V and Q is the net charge flowing through the combination. The net charge flowing through the combination is Q. Okay. The net charge flowing through the combination is Q. So Cp is equal to net capacitance of the combination. We take 3 conditions, that is potential difference is equal to V, net charge is equal to Q and net capacitance is equal to Cp. So as per the formula, we can write C is equal to Q by V, that is Q is equal to Cv, that is in this condition we can write Q is equal to Cp into V. This is equation 1. Okay, and let Q1, Q2, Q3. In parallel connection, Q is not constant. Q are variable in all the capacitor. So Q1, Q2 and Q3 are the 3 charges flowing across the capacitors C1, C2 and C3. Q1, Q2 and Q3 are the charges of the capacitors C1 and C2, C3 respectively. So as per this, we can write Q1 is equal to C1V, Q2 is equal to C2V and Q3 is equal to C3V. These are the 3 equations. We can write these equation 2, 3 and 4. Okay. And we have to put this Q1. How can I put? Here the net charge is Q and the selective charges Q1, Q2, Q3 elective charge are. So Q net charge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. This is equation 5. We have to put equation 1, 2, 3, 4. Equation 1, 2, 3, 4 in equation 5. In equation 5 we get CPV. CPV is equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V. V are cancelled in both sides. We get Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So net capacitance of the combination increases. The net capacitance of the combination increases in parallel connection. In parallel connection, the capacitance increases. Let n number of identical capacitors are combined in parallel. N is the number of capacitance are combined in parallel where the n number of capacitors are identical to each other. n number of capacitance are identical to each other, we can get from the formula of parallel connection Cp is equal to C plus C up to n times, that is Cp, that is C net in parallel connection capacitance, net capacitance in parallel connection is that n into C. This is equation 7. This is all about your parallel connection. Then we have to determine the energy stored in a capacitor. Okay, what is the energy? Energy is equal to work done. Okay, first the point is that energy is equal to work done. So here is work done is, or energy is defined as the amount of work done to charge the capacitor. Okay, how many amount of work to be done to charge the capacitor, that is known as energy. Energy stored in a capacitor. So we have to take Q is equal to instantaneous charge during charging, and V is the instantaneous potential during charging. Q and V are the instantaneous charge and potential respectively. So we can write potential V is equal to Q by C, where C is, this is equation 1, where C is capacitance of capacitor. C is the capacitance of capacitor. Now let dW is the amount of work done to bring dq charge from infinity. Let dq is charge, dq is charge which is present in infinity, which is present in infinity. We have to bring this charge, we have to bring this charge dq from infinity to a field point. And to bring this charge from infinity to field point, we have required some work done. We have required some work done. That amount of work done is known as energy stored in a capacitor. Okay, let dq is the charge present in infinity, and let dw is the amount of work done required to bring the test charge, that is dq, from infinity to a point. Okay, so here dw is equal to v into dq. How can I bring this? We know V is equal to, potential V is equal to W by Q, work by charge. Potential V is equal to work by charge. So work is equal to potential into charge, V into Q. Similarly, we can write dW is equal to work done is equal to V, potential V into dQ. Put the value of B from equation 1. We get dW is equal to Q by C into dQ. This is equation 2. This is equation 2. And now the total work done to charge the capacitor with charge Q can be obtained by integrating equation 2. We get the partial work done. Here this is the partial work done. We have to take the total work done. How can I bring the total work done? By integrating both sides. By integrating both sides with proper limit, we can get the total work done. So let's integrating both sides with limit 0 to W into of integration of dW and equal to 0 to Q integration of Q by C into dQ. Okay, we get, this is in this line we can write W integration of limit 0 to W. Okay, you can write this, that equal to this is written also, this is also written. Okay, this is also written, W and 1 by C is constant here, we put it outside, that is Q square by 2, and we get W is equal to half Q square by C. That is the equation 3. So now according to work energy principle, we know from work energy principle work is equal to energy. So E is equal to half Q square by C. This is equation 4. This is one formula. Okay, this is the one formula. And we can put, we know C is equal to Q by V. That means Q is equal to CV. We can put the value of Q in this equation. We get half E is equal to half C square V square by C. C cancelled, half CV square. So another formula is half CV square. This is another formula. Okay. and we can put C is equal to Q by V. We can get E is equal to half QV. Hence, equation 4, 5 and 6 are required expression for energy stored in a capacitor. Energy stored in a capacitor, the condition by which energy stored in a capacitor, these are the main formula, 3 formula. These are the basic formula we can write. So in this video, we have discussed about the definition of capacitor, the connection between two capacitor, three capacitor, and there are two connection. One is series connection, another is parallel connection, and then the uh, energy stored in a capacitor. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel to get more videos regarding physics, chemistry, and bio. Okay, thanks for watching.